Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So let's just dive in and let's start off with CoinMarketCap. So things are looking pretty stable for the most part. Like nothing really changed too much overnight or anything like that. We did start to see XRP trading at some nice levels, and we did start to see a lot more trading volume coming in, over $1 billion worth actually, which is lovely to see. On the last 7 days, you could see a big spike in trading volume, pushing the price up to roughly about 37 cents. Now, we are at peak resistance at a level that we need a lot more volume to push over. I am hoping to see that, but it is lovely to see. We might come back down to test about 32 cents or so. I will be a big buyer at that level. I will be disclosing all that information in the Discord as well. Definitely join the free Discord down in the description below. But yeah, it is awesome to see XRP, moving during this time in this market as everything is kind of sitting stable. I think that we are getting to a point where things are about to change quite a bit around this market. It's funny to see, Terra Classic being the #1 mover on the 24-hour span. It's actually comical. We started to see QNT, pump up a little bit, but the problem is that a lot of these tokens are at major resistance levels. So until we start to see a big difference, I'm not gonna, say, hey, things are looking very good right now. It's time to buy in, and we are about to pump massively. No, we're still at a pretty large resistance area. I think that January is going to be a time where we really kind of watch for some discounts across the board. One asset that I'm looking at closely in this market right now is Algorand. Algorand has been, dropping in price drastically down to like 16 some cents. It's insanity. But nonetheless, with all this in mind, just want to let you guys know that the overall $8,000. This is a trading campaign on MEXC. It ends in about 4 days. Now, nobody out there needs to do this. I'm just letting you guys know that there's still a trading event for those out there that do trade. It ends in about 4 days, and you have a chance to win up to $8,000. So definitely go check it out in the description below as well as in the comments below. Please do not leave your tokens on exchanges at all. I highly advise against it. Make sure that you are cold storing all of your crypto. But if you guys do want to go check out the giveaway, go check it out in the description below as well as in the comments below. But with that in mind, there has been a massive amount of XRP transferred. Over 300 million XRP was shifted in a matter of hours. Here's the positive. So with that, right, we were talking about a lot of whale activity recently with XRP, and I do think that we are starting to see a little bit of a shift happening around some volume, but we also seen a ton of updates as well around on-demand liquidity. We will get into that here in a second, but we do see over 100 million XRP worth about 30, almost $5 million was transferred from Ripple to an unknown wallet, and we do see down here, interestingly, the 100 million XRP sent directly to Ripple remained in the recipient's wallet. The transfer of 12 million in XRP to Bitstamp, however, was part of a 52.3 million shift previously made between two unknown wallets. Large transfers of XRP between Ripple and exchanges are often seen by many as a signal of a possible influx of tokens into the market and a collapse in its price, given the 43.7 billion XRPs held in the crypto company's wallet. And yes, as we look at the amount of XRP, so they do post this sentiment report down here, or CoinMarketCap, sorry, I thought this was sentiment. We do see that the price managed to retain the important level of around 35 cents per token. Again, this zone, as U.Today has repeatedly pointed out, is a key support for the XRP price. And, overall, I think that with a large amount of these influx of, XRP shifting around, I do think that we will start to see a slight pullback. Like I said, 33 cents, 32 cents, around that region is what I'm watching for right now around XRP. I've been focused on just buying support, and I do think that that is a better support zone than 35 cents. We might retain the 35-cent zone, but I'm more so looking at 32 to 33 cents. But with this, right, we are focused on the lawsuit. There's been a lot of predictions. There's been a lot of time frames and, things to focus on in terms of dates. And, one one thing that I will say around the lawsuit is that I'm watching that March timeframe closely, because James K. Fallon, who is, a lawyer, he's in he's in this zone, right? I'm not a lawyer. I never studied law, but we know that I've been looking at Jeremy Hogan as well as James K. Fallon and Johnny Deaton more so around a lot of these dates, what's happening, because I'm not sitting here saying, hey, we will see settlement or any sort of major update, because I just can't tell you the legality process of what has to happen with this. But one thing that I have been looking at is the dates and what is happening around these dates. For an example, at the start of January, any motion by non-parties to seal any summary judgment materials in line with the ruling made on December 19th must be filed by January 4th. So we will most likely see an update from here to January 4th around that. And there's going to be quite a bit of updates in January. January 9th, parties are expected to file oppositions to omnibus motions to seal those that were filed earlier. On January 13th, the parties must file the Dauber motions and accompanying exhibits on the public docket with redactions consistent with the court sealing ruling. And then, of course, January 18th, all parties and non-parties are expected to file oppositions, if any, two non-party motions to seal. And then James K. Fallon predicts that District Judge Torres would rule on expert motions and summary judgment motions simultaneously and in one big written ruling. This, he believes, might happen on or before March 31st, which is what we are looking at. That's what we have been focused on. It's about 3 months away, so 3 months is not that bad. And even the first half of 2023, which Brad Garlinghouse is saying that's when the lawsuit could conclude. Remember, key word there, could conclude, is within the first 6 months. So the first 6 months of 2023. Now, yes, it could happen much sooner than later, but that is what I've been focused on in terms of that time frame. Now, why is this important? Well, once we do see that, XRP becomes the regulated standard, and with that, we focus on how much money is there to really kind of move. Well, there was a post by RizXRP talking about that 50% of the world's population is expected to use digital wallets for transactions valued at over $9 trillion annually. And this is a report from Ripple. We actually looked at that report. We broke it down, and we really kind of addressed a few things. Now, this is very interesting because $9 trillion per year is a large amount of money. A lot of people look at it like, okay, well, Swift is moving $5 trillion per day. Well, yes, you got to understand, though, that with RippleNet, there was about 300 financial institutions tied to it. Now, I'm not saying that that's not a huge number, but when you compare that to what Swift had, 11,000 financial institutions, it's a big difference. Do I think that we will get to the point where we are moving $5 trillion per day? Eventually. But how long is that going to take? It's going to take some time, right? So right now, I think that we should focus on how much money there will be moved by digital wallets, because, again, this is where we focus on what Ripple is doing. We focus on the big elephant in the room, which is the fact that DLT will play a vital role within this $9 trillion per year moved. And I do think that on-demand liquidity is going to be a big game changer. So OK___Cole over on Twitter posted, payment process via on-demand liquidity is recent and gradually accompanying important space in the payment tokenization process. Forecast is that in the next 3 years, greater than 50% of international payments will be circulating through similar processes. And this is from Travelex Bank. I actually have this report over here on Travelex Bank's website. There's two that I think that you guys should 100% go read if you guys have the time. It's only 3 minutes of reading. There was this report back in September 30th that they posted, and this is talking about digital transformation in the financial sector. This talks about tokenization, digitization, and the strengths of it in terms of a technological advancement around traditional institutions, the institutional grade sector, payments in general, and a lot more. And I do think that everyone should look into this because it is kind of centered on what they are doing with Ripple as well. And I do think that the partnership with Travelex Bank is a very large one. But don't take my word for it. Go over to their website. This got posted back on November 23rd. Blockchain for a safer and more innovative financial sector. This is the article that we've seen OK Cool quoting. And so, again, you guys can go read this. It's 3 minutes long. What I'm focused on, though, here is what they were saying about the SWIFT system. So here we have down here, international transactions are a very clear example of how blockchain allows for greater innovation in the segment. Until then, the international payments market was concentrated on the SWIFT system, whose main function is to allow the exchange of information between the banking system and financial transfers between institutions in different countries. However, this service has a structure limited to its ecosystem, and costs are often high, and depending on the institution, the payment process can take several days for compensation. Among the most diverse initiatives today, there's a solution called ODL, On-Demand Liquidity, that allows in the same way in which we make a Pix on any day and time to do the same, however, between different countries using technology blockchain. Furthermore, if companies previously needed to maintain pre-financed capital at the destination location, which often made it difficult to operate, with the on-demand liquidity, it is no longer necessary. In other words, any company now has access to the service with low-cost settlement, allowing it to grow and scale its business better. The use of the payment process via on-demand liquidity is recent and is gradually accompanying this important space in the payment tokenization process. So again, they are focused on how large this area is and how huge of an impact it will make. I do think that on-demand liquidity as a service will be adopted in a massive scale. Why? Because businesses want to utilize this. Businesses want to grow and scale. Businesses want to unlock that trapped capital that they need in order to utilize Swift. How do they do that? Well, on-demand liquidity is the big key here. And this is a huge, huge innovation and a step into the future around payments. And don't take my word for it, though, around how large of an opportunity this is in terms of on-demand liquidity. We know reports have come out that said Ripple's XRP-powered cross-border payment product sees an 800% growth despite ongoing SEC lawsuit. Yes, on-demand liquidity continues to be adopted because at the end of the day, right, when we look at how large of an opportunity this is for businesses, financial institutions, etc., even fintech companies, right? This is giving them so much more freedom to transact and grow and scale. This is a huge area when we look at businesses and what businesses want to do. At the end of the day, guess what they want to do? They want to save money. They want to scale without having their costs skyrocket. I've even said this around Visa and MasterCard. Why will Visa and MasterCard utilize DLT? Because when they scale their payment processing, the network becomes a lot more expensive to handle that scale. If they utilize DLT, they could scale and also have their price stay at a bare minimum because of how low cost it is to make a transaction through DLT. This is a huge technological advancement. And we do see from Black Swan capitalists, despite a global economic and financial crisis, Ripple continues to expand its reach internationally. The demand for XRP's on-demand liquidity continues to gain global momentum. Financial institutions are positioning themselves very discreetly. Yes, this is a huge area. I want you all to realize how big of an opportunity this is for XRP. And as we look at things, around this market, and as we do look at XRP's price, yeah, sure, we might be trading at 37 cents right now, around 37 cents, but at some point in time, things are going to change. Things are going to change, and it's going to change very, very fast. What is going to make things change? Well, one, putting the SEC lawsuit behind us, and then after that, we're going to see a massive snowball effect around on-demand liquidity adoption and expansion. And I do think that once we see, everything kind of blossom out, all in front of our faces, right? After that lawsuit's done, that's when things really change. We are going to see a massive amount of volume pouring into XRP like we have never seen before. I always love to compare the 2017-2018 timeframe, right? We know that during 2017-2018, all right, I don't know why this is not zooming in. So there we go. I had to hit control. When we look back here, we had about $8 billion worth of volume every single day. And it made the price move from 24 cents almost all the way to $3. And I know that this is saying like $3.12. It was $3.84 on most exchanges. But this changed in, days. Literally from December 10th to January 3rd. That's how long it took to go from 24 cents all the way up to like $3.12. That's absolutely insane. And that's off of, roughly, we'll just say like $24 billion. That is not much when you are looking at on-demand liquidity being a global expansion to massive financial institutions, some of the largest out there that are transacting in the trillions of dollars, per day. And we even look at like how much there is in order to just think about the amount of money that gets transacted on a day-to-day basis from the retail sector. Now think about the global adoption of digital wallets and how DLT will play a vital role in that. Like, yeah, sure, it might take, we'll say, 3 to 5 years to hit peak mass adoption. I don't even think it's going to take that long. I think that the next 1 billion users of crypto will come within the next 2 to 3 years, and then after that, like the next 5 years, we're going to see almost everyone utilizing crypto without realizing it. Because remember, I always say that DLT will be at the core infrastructure of the financial system. So people will be utilizing these crypto assets, especially even XRP, which I broke down in my video from last night, and how they will be utilizing XRP with on-demand liquidity without even realizing it. Like, this is the big shift. But once we see that lawsuit done, we are going to see so much volume pour into XRP. We could see the price change in days. I don't even think that's going to take that long. But with that in mind, I hope that you guys have enjoyed the video. If you guys do, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. If you guys are on this before, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.